So it's a chilly one in Raleigh this evening, and as we head into the overnight, you can see places like Seneca, parts of Oconee County, Pickens, Greenville, Hendersonville. It's a cold rain coming down, man. 36 and rain showers in Hendersonville. That is absolutely miserable. 36 in Asheville. You've got rain to start. You'll quickly transition to the snow. A place like Hendersonville also, as we get into the early morning hours of your Friday, likely changing over to some snow showers. But we keep the rain-snow mix up into the mountains of Pickens, Oconee, Greenville counties, also northern Spartanburg County. So I'd say north of 85. You're traveling, you're looking at the Peach and Gaffney. North of there, likely to get a little bit of snow shower activity. So a place like Chesney. Shelby, you've got 36 at lunchtime with some snow showers. Greenville at 37. That mix of rain and snow area gets awfully close to Metro Greenville. So I think down at Falls Park, you may actually see just some snowflakes coming down for a period. Will quickly end with rain showers. So we'll transition back over. Kind of be a mess of wintry precip as opposed to the western North Carolina spots where it's all snow generally. And that's why accumulations are going to stay up there. So a place like Asheville, looking at 3 to 5 inch totals there, could get into some higher amounts, or I should say the higher amounts, likely focused down into parts of Transylvania County, east of Asheville as you head up into some of the higher elevations there, north of Bryson City. I think up into those higher elevations near the Tennessee state line, likely to pick up some of those higher totals where you may get closer to a ½ foot of snow. Around the Greenville Mountains, maybe an inch at best. So the accumulations, once you head over into South Carolina, will not be as big. We look at Raleigh and Greenville, North Carolina, Fayetteville as well. It's a cold rain coming in tomorrow morning and sticking with us for a lot of the day. You can see by 6 o'clock still in that cold rain, with the rain snow mix edging towards Raleigh and Fayetteville as we head into late tomorrow evening before quickly moving out. So Mike, the rain snow mix that we see in those areas not going to last long, and any accumulations likely to stay west of Raleigh. And even when I say that, we're talking an inch or less. To get any kind of significant accumulations, you got to head well to the west.
And it's interesting.
You're watching, I know those of you in East Texas, parts of Texas, West Texas, has seen its fair share of wintry weather this season. We all remember Winter Storm John, right? That one brought more than a foot of snow in West Texas just last week. How about big snow on Interstate 20, kind of turning it into a ghost town. This was around Big Spring, where the deserted, snowy highway is a safer one. It's a safer one than other ones that we see across other parts of the country. We did see some problems on this. We're going to be breaking down, by the way, the 3 hellacious highways in the U.S. when it comes to winter driving. This one did not make the list, but you can see, at least for the people out there that day, it wasn't a walk in the park. All right, let's walk you through the timing for the Southern Plains. Again, western parts of the state of Texas are going to be the winners when it comes to the snowfall. We're talking 5 to 8 inches where you see that lilac shade. So the areas in that light purple, you're looking at the 5 to 8 inch totals. Could see a ½ foot around to Lubbock. Outside of that, 3 to 5 inch totals into eastern New Mexico. And then again, some of that accumulation making it into parts of Louisiana. But as Mark just said, we're going to be watching that one for likely some alterations. As we time this out, we're talking late Saturday into early Sunday for that snow to begin to advance into parts of Texas and New Mexico. Again, continuing in earnest throughout the morning and into the early afternoon hours for this part of the country. So that's why we'll be picking up those accumulations. By mid to late afternoon, now we begin to see that snow edging closer to a place like Dallas, even north of Austin on I-35 could get in on some snow showers. I think Austin, you might be looking at a little rain snow mix. Dallas and Shreveport as well. Southern parts of Arkansas in for that rain snow mix too, and then moving across sections of the south, including some snow showers for northern Louisiana, southern Arkansas, and northern Mississippi. But as Mark just said, don't hang your hat on this yet. This is our current forecast, but we do expect to be making some changes to this one in the days to come. Fort Worth and Dallas, as we start the morning, sitting in the upper 30s on Sunday. You can see as that precip moves in, we have the rain with those upper 30 temperatures, and then we'll begin to see that rain snow mix as the atmosphere cools. We keep the temperatures generally the same in the upper 30s, even low 40s with that rain snow mix around. So don't anticipate huge issues on the roads, Mike, but time will tell, and that forecast will get a little better as we get closer.
And let's move that.
Watch. But on Highway Through Hell, we see the crew of Jamie Davis Motor Trucking Company in rescue missions on some treacherous roads in dangerous weather conditions all throughout Canada. But the U.S. has its own hair-raising highways. Meteorologist Chris Warren takes a look at 3 hellacious highways. right? You're like, it's the end of the week. I made it through that first full week of 2021 and I'm ready to kick back and relax. Let's make it easy, right? On the roads could be a little troublesome. As Mike mentioned, these areas don't get a lot of snow, and that kind of snow would create some impacts. But in the morning, it's going to be the rain that's coming down. So overnight, pretty quiet, but into the early morning hours, we see that rain really begin to move in earnest for a place like Raleigh, Goldsboro, and Rocky Mount. By 8 o'clock in the morning, generally this region is still in the rain with temps in the mid-30s. It's going to be an uncomfortable, miserable rain. It's a cold rain coming down. Into the afternoon, we keep that cold rain. Temperatures again fluctuating around those mid-30s. By later in the afternoon and really the evening, you can see that rain snow line edge a little closer to a place like Raleigh. I think by Friday at 11 o'clock, that's when we see that snow line edge into parts of the metro, specifically the north and west areas, before we quickly shut off the precip. So it's not going to be a long period of snow there in Raleigh, but it could be enough to leave you a trace dusting, maybe up to an inch. I think that's going to be tough to get in a place like Raleigh. I think your better chances are areas west and north of Sanford and then headed to Greensboro. That's where we could see the totals greater than 3 inches, perhaps getting into that 5-inch range. Fayetteville, you're not looking at any kind of snow accumulations out of this one. Charlotte, and we've talked throughout the week, this is a tough place to get snow. And you start with the cold rain this evening. It continues overnight. Rain-snow mix into a place like Gastonia, up 77. Lake Norman, you're going to see that rain-snow mix, some snow showers as well as we go through the morning tomorrow. Finally, Charlotte does make that switch to snow. Get a couple hours of snow showers and with a little rain-snow mix. Temperatures in the upper 30s. So, again, not likely to see much sticking, but Mike, 1 to 2 inches for Charlotte. No slouch out of this one.
No, not at all.
Going to keep you updated as we get those updates as well. Well, Texas seen its fair share of wintry weather this season, as Mark just showed us. A little more coming. It was Winter Storm John just about a week ago that dumped more than a foot of snow in West Texas, turned I-20 into a ghost town. Now, the same cannot be said for 3 of the most hellacious highways in the U.S. Coming up in about 30 minutes, we're going to break down some of the worst roadways when it comes to winter driving. Let's talk about this Southern Plains snow. The timing, how much, right? That's always the million-dollar question. Everybody wants to know, how much snow am I going to get? We're going to break it down for you right off the top. How about 5 to 8 inches across a good chunk of West Texas, including the Lubbock area? Your forecast right in that half-foot range. Portions of eastern New Mexico looking at some 3 to 5 inch totals, with northeastern New Mexico also in that 5 to 8 inch range. So again, could be getting a good healthy snowfall out of this one. Corn-fed snowfall, right? We look at what's happening Saturday night as that snow begins to move in late. I think for a place like Amarillo, Lubbock, probably not until the late evening. So a lot of your Saturday is going to be okay in terms of no precip and in terms of travel. By 2 o'clock in the morning, Amarillo, Lubbock, areas across eastern New Mexico getting in on that snow. And it continues for a place like Lubbock all the way into about lunchtime on Sunday. We get into the afternoon. You can see the more moderate snow begins to pull away from Lubbock, closer to Dallas, Fort Worth. Also, getting awfully close to Austin, Texas there. Now, still rain for a place like Houston, Shreveport as we go through Sunday afternoon. Houston, you stay in the rain throughout the event, but you can see Austin makes that transition to rain-snow mix. Same for Dallas, same for Shreveport. So parts of northern Louisiana by late Sunday, early Monday, looking at that rain-snow mix. That system continues eastward with some light snow to start our Monday across extreme East Texas, southern Arkansas, northern Louisiana, even into portions of Mississippi. So some snowfall coming just in time for your Monday commute. Maybe places that are a little less used to seeing that snowfall. Now, Abilene, again, you're in that 6 to 7 inch range along with Lubbock. So could be looking at a half foot of snow there in Abilene. This could get us into that top 5 snowfall territory. We look at the top 5 one-day snowfalls for Abilene. 6.5 is number 5. So if this overachieves a smidge, could find ourselves in that number 4, number 5 territory. 7 inches is number 3. Mike?